And I do this, I do this in a talkative way, not in a seminar presentation way. And I'd say, I'm really glad you called me personally. And I'm glad for you and I'm glad for me. Because, as I said before, this is when I used it. I and I alone am the single most qualified person in the entire market to promote and sell your home. And there are 3 reasons why. And they'd always say, now at this point, you know. I mean, you never ask a question unless you know what they're going to say. Well, what are they? And I would almost always say, number 1, I know more about your neighborhood and this area than any other realtor. And I'd say whatever I needed to say, and I had already pre-planned this. For example, I'd say, I've been selling homes here for X amount of time, if I could say that, and it was impressive. I know the schools, I know the businesses, I know, John Murphy, the principal, I know Ron Smith, who owns this store up here. I know these sales, that sales, what's sold, what's on the market, these people. I know when the school bus drops the kids off at 3:17 every day, and I know it picks them up at this corner at 7:30 a.m. each morning. I know this neighborhood better than anyone else, to any buyer interested in your home. So they're not only sold on your home, but they're sold in this neighborhood, and that's a big part of the sale. Reason number 1. Nobody else in the city, nobody knows this neighborhood better than me. If you were a seller, would that impress you? I mean, truly. Would you want the realtor that knows more about the neighborhood than anyone else? Okay. Thing number 2, I'd often say, I know more about your home than anyone else. And I will take the time to learn even more about your home than anyone else would. I understand that you're employing me not to list your home, not just to run a few ads and throw it in MLS. You're employing me to sell your home. And I take that seriously. And I promise you that already from the inspection, the 3-hour and 30-minute inspection that we just went through, you were probably wondering during the last 3 hours and 30 minutes as I was inspecting every nook and cranny what I was doing. No, I'm exaggerating, of course. You probably wondered what I was doing. Well, what I was doing was making sure that I could honestly and enthusiastically promote this home sincerely and tell prospective buyers that it was the best home in the entire market. And in fact, I feel I can. And so the second reason why I'm the best is because I can do the best job of talking about the specifics of your home better than anyone else. Have you ever had a realtor go through your home the way I just did and try to, and with more thoroughly, and to try to find out more so they were better prepared to present it? Generally, they would say no. Now, sometimes I used that, sometimes I didn't. If I was short on something, if I needed a second thing, then I would use that. And then the third reason that I oftentimes gave them is I'd say, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, the third reason why I uniquely and I alone am the best to market and promote your home is that I'm a better salesperson. I want to tell you about what I have done to make myself incredible at promoting homes to buyers. And I talk about whatever I've done. I mean, my training, my practice. I talk about how I can get buyers interested. I talk about showing homes, things that I teach, where you talk the peripherals and the other things. I'd spend about 5 or 10 minutes. And I'd impress, if you say, well, Greg, I don't know what to say. Well, listen to some tapes. Listen to me. There are a lot of good speakers that'll tell you a lot of neat things about how to show homes and work buyers. All you do is turn that around and you give a little of that to sellers. Now, I've rarely ever found a realtor that gave seller a quick course, a 5-10 minute, on what they know about working buyers. And I'd say, there's no realtor in the market that knows more about working buyers, getting them excited, making appointments, getting them more excited when they're over here than I do, and then closing them. And I'd take a couple of my buyer closing techniques that I use with buyers, and I'd say, listen to some of the things I can do to even get buyers to pay a higher price and to get buyers to move forward and be excited about moving forward right now, to create urgency. And many times I'd use that as my third.